Let's flip to Michigan State though, because there is another Michigan State name or a recruiting name for Michigan State that has some traction, and that's Mr. Royal. He is certainly a very Michigan State-y prospect from what I've seen. Michigan State's got a big class that they're targeting. Izzo and everyone in the Izzo circle is chasing Xavier Booker. They're doing everything they can to get that man all in, chips pushed forward. But Devin Royal's also there. And I think if you pair those two together, I mean, that's a game-changing class when you throw Jeremy Fears into that as well. Where do things stand with Devin Royal by your eye, Davis?
All right, I'm going to give y'all something here.
Ooh.
Michigan State will have 2 5-stars in the 2023 class. Which 2 are they? That is a legitimate question. I'm asking both.
Cart, you take that.
2 5-stars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, one's got to be Booker. Are the kids current 5-stars, or are you saying like when at the
just answer the question? Answer the question. Come on. He posed a great question. Now you're pulling a me. You're asking too many follow-ups.
Well, I need it. Well, I need answers too.
I have the
answer the question.
I have the answer, by the way. So I'd like you to,
if you have it, then go ahead and say it. Don't just stand by there.
I'm giving you the opportunity. You're the people come to listen to for Michigan State content. People hate.
Do they?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Go ahead.
The answer, I believe, is that Devin Royal is 1, and Jeremy Fears is going to work his way into a 5-star ranking as 2. I believe that is where Davis is going with this.
He probably is going to. That would be my guess for Fears. People really liked what he did in Team USA, and they should have, because he was great there. But Devin Royal, Michigan State is in a really nice spot for Devin Royal. And I think right now, Rivals has him at like 90th in the country. And like, that is like idiotic. Like, no disrespect to my guys. I love them, but man, that might be the worst ranking in the entire ranking system. You could cut that ranking in half and it would still be about 20 spots too low. Devin Royal is so good. It's not even funny. He was one of the very best players in all of Augusta at Peach Champ, regardless of class. The things he does really well, you can't say enough of. I mean, literally, he does everything well. And the one thing that really stood out was when he shot bad against Papa Conte in the New York Renaissance, he shot 2 of 11. He finished with 7 assists, 7 rebounds. And then the next game, he went for 27 and 16. So, and that was in front of Izzo. Both of those performances were in front of Izzo. Devin Royal is so good. It's not even funny. He trimmed down a lot. I think Rivals has him at like 205 pounds, but honestly, he was closer to like 245 maybe 6 months ago. He had gotten kind of big, but he's lost probably 20 to 25 pounds. He's probably sitting around 220 now. 6'6", 220. He's that perfect tweener. And he's real good. He needs to shoot better. He's only shooting 25% on the circuit from 3, but right now that's not what he needs to do. I mean, he doesn't need that right now. I'm not saying he's like the most explosive athlete or anything of all time, but he dunks everything around the rim. He's so physical, good on defense. He does everything well. He needs to shoot better, but everything else he does really well. And to me, if I had a say in the rankings, which I don't, he would be a top 25 player. Top 30, somewhere between 25 and 30 is where I would put Devin Royal. And he's a Michigan State guy. And I'm not saying I'm going to, but it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to put in a future cast for Michigan State.
Music to my absolute ears. 2 things for that. 1, Greg, that's what you do, man. You hone in. Sometimes you don't got to recruit so many kids. You hone in on a couple, all right? And you make sure you get those couple. And there's nothing that you can say to me moving forward that doesn't tell me we're not getting the next Draymond Green. So I'll let you comment now, Gregory.
Well, first of all, I was just going to ask does Devin Royal know that his name's not Xavier Booker and that he's not even close to a priority for the Michigan State staff. I mean, everything that Tom Izzo cares about is Xavier Booker.
Devin Royal has always been. He was literally that we had 3 targets. It's Booker, it's Royal, and obviously Fears was one we already had in the loop. But Agent Fears has been doing his recruiting as well to get those 2 guys. Like it's literally been those 3 guys that we have honed in on.
No, all jokes aside, Devin Royal would be a fantastic fit for Michigan State. He seems like a Michigan State guy. If you got that class, Fears, Booker, and Royal, I mean, that is like a Izzo extender class to me. I think Izzo was 1 foot out the door this offseason. Why else would you leave 4 scholarships open? I mean, it makes no sense.
I thought we were going to make it to an episode without you mentioning that.
We're going to talk Michigan State. It's a big part of the equation. But no, Royal would be great. Here's a comp I have, and he's athletically very different, but like, I kind of see like Ty Rodgers with scoring upside a little bit as far as like his ability to impact the game without scoring or without shooting. Like Rodgers is a guy who's on the court constantly doing winning things without that. To me, like Royal's similar, except he also has scoring upside. Is that crazy?
No, I can kind of see that.
Let me, I just did a scouting report on our guy Devon. I mean, like I just put one out. So let me pull that bad boy up real fast.
Yeah, please. Once again, this is Davis Moseley from Rivals. So shoot him a follow, please. He's clearly very insightful, very connected. He's a quote unquote up and comer, I guess you could say, in the recruiting game, but I think we're going to hear his name for a very long time. So show him some love.
I appreciate that. All right, here's what I had to say about Devin Royal. Here we go. Check that out right there.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right, so we got Devin Royal just released his top 9, including Alabama, Clemson, Marquette, Michigan, Michigan State, Miami, Ole Miss, Ohio State, and Penn State.
Real quick, I got to interrupt. Carter is on pins and needles right now. I've never seen this man so further on the edge of his seat for this. Go ahead.
All right, so while down there, coaches from every one of those 9 programs was there to watch him play, including Izzo, Holtman, Shrewsbury. I'm trying to think who else. Shaka Smart. All the guys from all the programs were there. He averaged 18.9 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game on the EYBL circuit. I basically said he was one of the most impressive players I saw in Augusta, and I came away from each game more and more impressed. Royal does a little bit of everything on the court. He is a great scorer, not good but great. I love how he picks his spots and attacks the defense. He aggressively attacks the rebounds, both offensive and defensive glass. And when he gets a rebound, he pushes the ball and goes 94 feet and gets a bucket. And I had a lot more in there and said he's, might not have a 50-inch vertical. You're not going to jump over anybody, but he dunks the ball every time he can. I love him. I think he's, like I said, I think he could cut his ranking in half and it'd still be 15 to 20 spots too low.
Oh, that's beautiful to hear, because I think the thing that scares me the most, especially with just Royal and Booker in particular, is that if Michigan State does lose out on them, they're more than likely going to have to end up playing those kids like in the next, like Xavier Booker going to Indiana scares the shit out of me. Devin Royal going to another Big Ten school would scare the shit out of me. So thank you for that. Thank you for that little sunshine. Even if it doesn't happen, I appreciate you giving me that little morsel of just hope, because if you didn't give me that, then I just get put down on this podcast all the time. So thank you.
We're not going to do that to you. We're not going to. I'm not going to do that to you.
I'm going to do that to him. In fact,
fine.
I've got another diagram for you guys, because once again, taking Carter's idea and then, extrapolating on it a little bit. Here's what Izzo's done this offseason. This is a 5-step plan. He's been to Izzo's house, his own home. Then he's been to Dwayne Stevens' retirement party. Then he's been to the NBA playoffs for photo ops. Then he's been to Xavier Booker's house. And then he's been back in his own bed. Those are the 5 places that Tom Izzo has been. That might lead to really good results on the recruiting trail for Michigan State. Who knows? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
And if it does, what are you going to say?
I'm going to applaud the man. I give credit where credit's due, but
going to tip your hat.
Long way to go, Cart. Long way to go.
The one thing about Xavier Booker, if I could real quick, he wasn't there. Obviously, he doesn't play on the Nike circuit. I think Rivals has him number 2, and 247 has him at like 60, and he falls somewhere in that. He's not number 2. Sorry, no disrespect. I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good offensive player, but he doesn't play defense. He's bad defensively.
Like bad?
Not bad. He just doesn't play. I mean, he just doesn't play defense. He's got all the, he could be touching both of our heads right now, and he's somewhere in between us. I don't know where he is, but he could be touching both of us right now if he wanted to. That's how long his arms are. And his athleticism's great, and he's got a high motor, but he just doesn't play defense right now. That's fine. He might one day. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
you know what? Maybe today's the day. I'm like, I'm in college now. Let's start checking. Let's start checking somebody.
I think so. And that's the thing. He has all the tools to be a great defender. You'd like to see him have a little more of a motor, and that's fine. That's going to come with time. And playing under Izzo, I don't think that'll be any issue. He'll develop that. But offensively, the guy is really good, and he's probably somewhere in the top 10, deserving of a top 10 ranking. He's definitely not the 60th best player in the country, and he's not the number 2 player in the country. Somewhere 15 to 5, anywhere in between there would be a fine ranking by my estimate.
Yeah, I remember we kind of called that out when he skyrocketed up the rankings card. We were like, this feels a little off.
It felt like a more projecting like potential. Obviously,
yeah.
I mean, you mentioned him. If he did want to defend, he probably, I mean, it's not a guarantee. He could be a good defender, but literally, like you said, the tools are there to be an elite defender. And then he has the offensive tools that turns into a great player. I mean, rankings sometimes are projecting a lot. That's why I don't get as shocked when sometimes high recruits don't come into college and play right away, because those rankings of them being top 10 are projecting them to take a step, and they sometimes don't. That's basketball.
Yeah, I think Xavier's one of those cases where, I know it sounds crazy, but like if he does end up as the number 2 player in the country, there's like 3 or 4 more updates in the ranking, and I expect them to mellow out, maybe somewhere in the 8 to 10 range would be my guess, just because it's safe. He might not be that guy that comes in and plays 25 minutes as a freshman, even though he's a top 10 player, and that's fine. Like the one critique of guys that are built like him is always, he needs to put on muscle. He needs to do it. I mean, look what they did to Chet, and that's fine. I'm not the biggest Chet fan in the world, but to say he needed to put on 20 pounds of muscle, no, he doesn't. He doesn't play center. So, but Xavier Booker does, and he does need to worry about putting on some weight. He's really thin, and if he wants to play in the Big Ten, which he would be a good player, matching up against the Eddies, the Hunter Dickinsons. Now, I don't know if they'll even be around when he's here, but he's going to need to put on some weight. He's going to need to put on 20 pounds of muscle. And I think a freshman year where he plays 15 minutes a game would be really beneficial. But now, for granted, so could playing 25 or 30. I'm not an expert. I'm not a college coach. I don't know what would be good for players, what wouldn't be. But he's really special. He's got a lot of talent. He just needs to refine it and keep working.
All right. I want to end with this. And first of all, this was a really fun episode. We said we were going to do 20 minutes and we did about an hour. So appreciate you for that. Also, episodes are way more fun when like both Michigan State and Michigan have something to get excited about. This is the first time in a long time I've felt that energy with Carter and me both individually on an episode. So that's fun. Shout out to Michigan State for doing some good shit again.
Yeah, man.
I want to end with this. February 24th, 2024 is the date. Michigan and Michigan State are playing in East Lansing at the Breslin Center. What is the starting lineup of both teams? And I want all 3 of us to answer this question, actually. So we can give Davis a little time to come up with this.
Yeah. Let me brainstorm real quick.
Hold on. And you said 2024?
It's February 24th, 2024 is the date that I have come up with for this hypothetical game. So yes, basically the end of next season, not this season, but what would be
so not this upcoming season.
Yeah,
the next one.
So Xavier Booker, Isaiah Collier's freshman season.
Freshman. Okay, got you. I got you.
And I have my answer. I'll give my answer for the 2, and then I'd just like to hear the 2 of yours. Michigan starting lineup: sophomore Doug McDaniel at point. Freshman Isaiah Collier at the 2. Sophomore Jet Howard at the 3. Sophomore Yusuf Kayat at the 4. Senior Hunter Dickinson at the 5 for the Michigan Wolverines. For Michigan State, senior AJ Hoggard, super senior Tyson Walker, junior Pierre Brooks, freshman Xavier Booker, and sophomore Jackson Kohler.
Okay.
And I think both teams are top 10 in the country if that's their starting lineups.
I think I'm gonna hurt Greg's feelings.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I'm gonna hurt Greg's feelings.
I'm nervous. That means I need a dose of reality though, because
No. I just my prediction. I'm just gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt him. I already know.
Wow, I'm trying to think of what's gonna hurt so bad. Is it just Terrence Williams being in the lineup with like 6 more power forwards? I fought with Hunter Dickinson back for a 4th year or not, but I really think he might be back. I really do.
Wait, I might have missed that. Did you say he came back in your lineup?
I did. I got Doug Collier, Jet, Yusuf, and Hunter Dickinson as my lineup a season from now.
Okay. I have no idea who you said for Michigan State, but that's okay. We don't need to.
I'll repeat. Michigan State's is Hoggard, Walker, Pierre Brooks, Xavier Booker, and Jackson Kohler. And I do think they'll get Devin Royal and obviously Jeremy Fears. I just don't think they'll start as freshmen.
Where does Jaden Akins fall in that?
I'm so glad you asked that, my friend. As we all know, Jaden Akins is 3rd on Tom Izzo's totem pole, and that's going to continue for this season behind Akins behind Hoggard and Walker.
Ridiculous.
So we'll see. Maybe Akins won't be happy with being 3rd in a backcourt where he's clearly the best player. Maybe he'll come off the bench as a junior too, or maybe he'll choose greener pastures.
Man, I am going to hurt his feelings so bad.
I
am so sorry. I am so sorry.
I'm trying to think of how you're going to hurt me. It would have to be Llewellyn and Terrence Williams and Terrace Reed and nobody else good. That's it. Right. That's the hurtful one.
Cart, you want to go, man?
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go first. All right. So Michigan State first. I got Hoggard at the 1, Akins at the 2, Pierre Brooks at the 3, Booker and Kohler.
Where's Tyson?
Where's Keon Coleman?
Keon Coleman's giving us like 7 minutes off the bench. Where's who, Greg?
Where's Tyson Walker? He's just going to start for 2 years at shooting guard and then not play his final year?
It's time for him to take the next step in his career.
Like it was for Joey Hauser, according to the whole fan base too?
Not this fan base.
Huh, okay.
What you got for Michigan?
Yeah, do Michigan.
Right. Michigan, I got Collier, Doug, Jace Howard, Terrence Williams, Hunter Dickinson.
Jace Howard?
Yes.
You got Hunter back for a 4th year, though. That's fun.
I do.
Interesting.
All right. We'll start with Michigan State for me.
Oh,
I think me and Cart have the same. I got Hoggard, Akins, Brooks, Booker, and Kohler.
Yes, sir.
That's what I got. I think that's the safe pick.
Do you also think Tyson Walker departs after this season?
Probably so. I mean, I'm just saying, like, they got Hoggard, they've got Akins, they've got Trey Holloman, they've got Jeremy Fears. Nobody wants to play in a 5 backcourt or a 5 point guard backcourt. And yes, you can play them at the 2, you can play them at whatever. That's fine. Nobody wants to play in that, and that's why Marble left, because he had to split 13.3 minutes at center. Nobody wants to do that. So no way all 5 of them stick around. There's no way. I mean, and I'll say the same thing that goes with Michigan. And I'm going to hurt. I really am.
I can't wait to hear this.
Bad.
I'm so scared right now. What is this?
I love Doug. I love him. But I don't think he will start as a sophomore. And I'm not sure if he'll be the first guard off the bench. I know that's going to hurt your feelings. I know. I've got Isaiah Collier, Kobe Buffkin, Jet Howard, Terrence Williams, and Hunter Dickinson, with the first guard off the bench being Elmarco Jackson.
Oh, wow. So you think they got both of them, Collier and El Marco?
Yeah.
Shit.
Wow.
By the way, El Marco is so good.
Yeah,
Oh my
he
God,
is.
he's so good. He's so
Yeah,
good.
he is.
He's like all right. So he's like 144 right now. He's legitimately going to jump 100 spots, at least 100.
I was gonna say we haven't even talked about El Marco, and if Michigan doesn't get El Marco, they really fumbled the bag there. By the way,
No question.
Marlon Jackson's relative, he should be.
But at the same
No
time,
question.
all the programs that are in on him now also offered the same weekend. Kansas, Villanova, Virginia, they all offered the same weekend. So it's not like one of them has a leg up. Like, I'm sorry, he's not going to Connecticut. He's not going to St. John's. Yeah, those programs offered him 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
he's not. He's just not.
Yeah.
That he is ridiculous. I think if we don't get Collier and get El Marco, he's starting at the 1.
Weirdly, that doesn't hurt me at all. If Michigan's backcourt is that good to where Doug McDaniel is the 3rd best guy in it, that's the best Michigan's backcourt has ever been.
Well, I completely agree. And I can't name drop, but people close. I hate the sources tell me that whole BS. But I've spoken with some people close to the top. They're looking to take both Collier and El Marco. They actually think El Marco's more of a combo too. I don't agree. Now I think he can play. Like that's the thing. Like he can play because they're both 6'3". Collier and El Marco are both 6'3.5", and so they are able to play at the 1 and the 2, and that'd be probably the most electric backcourt in the Big Ten, maybe in the country. But yeah, I think they're looking to take both of them from what I've heard, and that would be a lot of fun.
Well, I promised myself all week I wouldn't get my hopes up, and now we just got every Michigan fan's hopes so high up at the end of this episode. So we failed in that respect, but very fun episode. Davis, thank you for coming on. You have an open invite anytime you want to come on the show. We would gladly welcome you back. Again, you guys should all go follow Davis. Can you plug where people can do that, please?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm at Twitter. It's just my name, at Davis Moseley. It's crazy. Most people think my name's David. It's not. It's Davis. And then I got 2 E's in the last name. So just give me a follow over there. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all having me on. It's been great. I've always wanted to be on one of these. So hey, I just checked it off my bucket list before I die.
Hey, like Greg said, anytime for real.
Well, hey, let's tentatively plan one for the follow-up for Collier's visit.
That sounds good.
We'll go from there.
Sounds fantastic. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.